get ahead by mastering paradox and integrating contradiction. Ooh, okay, this is giving me the Chariot card in tarot, which is about two opposing forces working together towards a goal, moving forward. I'm also getting like the Strength card in tarot, which is about like, it's got this like picture of a woman and a like lion or something, and it's like, balancing, strength with compassion and yeah. So that's what you've been up to, babe. I love that. Let me read you. Do you like this setup? I was like, let me just change it up a little bit. I like to stand and move around sometimes when I deliver the message, okay? I feel like it comes through easier that way. All right. Paradox. A seemingly self-contradictory statement or scenario that, upon closer inspection, reveals a valid, thought-provoking truth or a persistent logical impasse. And I feel like when you are presented with a paradox, you don't automatically assume it's a logical impasse. Like, oh, I came up against a paradox. Oh, I guess I got to go back. I got to go back to either one or the other. No, you integrate the contradiction. What does it say? You do closer inspection to reveal a valid, thought-provoking truth. So yeah, it's like, that you carry a great light, and so you also create a shadow. And you recognize that like you work together. You use those two things to move ahead. You use your lights to illuminate the shadow. If you are a great light, then you don't really have to be afraid of the shadow. Like the fear of the shadow, the night, the darkness is that you like can't see what's going on. But like you're the light. So like what do you have? It's like you're the flashlight. So you can see. You don't have to be afraid of the contradiction. Okay, I wrote some other things in this actually. Okay, so because I feel like you've been going through this period of paradox, okay? And one of them is like surrender and self-mastery. What comes up when I say that, okay? But you understand that, in order to master yourself, you kind of got to surrender. And that when you surrender and just kind of go with the flow, you see you being drawn to self-mastery, to understanding yourself. I'm also getting the paradox of inspiration and discipline. You're able to hold those two contradictions to move forward. Ooh, that's so powerful. Yeah, also like you are, becoming who you have always been through the process of unbecoming. Oh, unbecoming is like you're shedding. Oh my gosh, let me put this over here. I like don't want to keep going back down too much because I have like a lit candle and I'm just like afraid of my hair getting set on fire. Wouldn't that be like a really wild turn for this to take? Oh my God. Okay. So I'm just going to put it right there. And that's perfect. Okay. Yeah, inspiration and discipline, unbecoming and becoming. So unbecoming is like you're shedding all the things that you like thought you had to put on and perform and achieve in order to be successful, in order to move ahead and get ahead in life. But now you're seeing like when you shed all of that stuff, you become who you've always been. So the shedding of these like masks reveals who you've always been. And that way you can move forward in truth, in light. So fucking beautiful. Effing. Sorry. I haven't decided if I want to like curse or not. I think I'm just going to let it come through. I'm someone who occasionally needs to use a curse word. You're the same. I get it. And so, like, you're also doing a lot of work, play to balance your divine masculine and your divine feminine within you. Two opposing forces working together towards a common goal. And right now, Spirit is telling you to make sure, you're doing some healing of like your toxic masculine. You don't want your toxic masculinity trying to force your feminine side to create. That's not how it works. That's going to keep you stuck. The masculine side of you that understands discipline and action and competition is maybe used to badgering your feminine side into creation, which is not how the feminine likes to express, babe. So you want to make sure your divine masculine is creating a safe container for your feminine to be fully expressed. That's how the feminine likes to flow. It likes to be unimpeded. And so I'm so lucky I've got Billy, who has like inspired me to be disciplined. He makes me feel safe enough to be able to like be. And like he makes me feel safe enough to like become who I am. I already kind of thought I was an artist when I first met him. It was more aspirational then, but like when I started engaging with Billy, like, oh my God, then I became an artist. Whew. So you're able to handle too the like the being and the becoming. You're able to see how like you want things, but you already have it. That is a big part of manifestation. Like your desire is kind of the roadmap. It's like telling you that like this is a thing that you already have. The reason you want it is because on this other timeline, you already have it. You just have to align to the frequency that opens up, the flow of these things. And the more you do that, the more things you magnetize. We're taught a lot of times to chase, be overly in our masculine, to chase things. And when you chase things, they run. So contradictingly, if you want something, stop running. Let it chase you. You're no longer chasing. You are staying still and you are attracting, you are magnetizing the things that already belong to you. You already got it, babe. Yeah. So yeah, that is like kind of how you get through things. It's not just like a constant go, go, go. You also got to stop. You're going to get there slower, in worse shape, and you're going to have not as good a time if you're just go, go, going. And so you're mastering right now the paradox of unbecoming to become who you always were. Yeah, when you see a contradiction, you don't see it as like a block. You see it as like, ooh, a foothold. Like if you're trying to like, I don't know, climb up a wall or a mountain, if it's completely smooth, you're not going to get very far. You need there to be contrast. You need there to be something that is the opposite of the thing in order to move forward, in order to progress. And so now when you see contradiction, you don't see it as like a signal to stop. You're like, oh my gosh, okay, hold up. How am I going to use this contradiction to navigate through the map? Oh, all right. So I'm thinking about like people we don't like. Okay. I'm going to use an example of like Donald Trump, Netanyahu. the Israelis, everyone who helps those groups, those people progress through life. On the one hand, you're like, ugh, I hate how those people operate. I hate what they do. I hate how they express in the world. But there's also this contradiction that you're actually the only thing. This is all an elaborate thing of your consciousness. So you're the only thing. So it's the paradox of separation and oneness. And if you think of it that way, you can see these expressions of yourself, like Donald Trump, and you can be like, whoa, that's also me. I also have that much power. It's like reflecting back to you more ways for you to navigate through life. It's reflecting back to you where you're still not free. The things that you don't like about this person, this expression, exists within you. And maybe you're a little jealous that this person allows themselves to express in this way that you're like, oh, I hate it. And they still get ahead. So you're over here, not expressing in that way and not getting ahead. You know what I'm saying? So you're just seeing how paradox and integrating contradiction is where the power is. The Israelis have gotten very far with, being this powerless victim who's just trying to get by and just trying to live peacefully, while also being this super intentional, sinister, aggressor. Humans are a species who are able to hold paradox in a way that maybe we're not taught to. We're taught to be afraid of being contradictory, when we are constant examples of yes and, of this and that, and both, and neither, of being human and animal and divine. We're like a fungi out here. Are we a plant? Are we an animal? Are we something different? Yes. Oof. You're not afraid of the contradiction. You integrate it. You're not like, oh, is an ocean male or female? You understand that it is so infinitely complex as to render those two categorizations meaningless, babe. And you're the same. Again, you're the source of the light is also the source of the shadow. The thing that's standing there in between the light and the ground was already there. You might not be the source of that thing, but the light cast upon that thing, and now there's a shadow. Now we can see the shadow. And once we can see it, then we can do something about it. And everything is here for your benefit to help you navigate through this. And so you just see everything as a benefit for you. You see the contrast as something that is here to help you notice something that is contrasted. Ooh, confirmation burp. Yeah. So in this time, don't try to, rush through this period right now. When you're in this liminal space, you're no longer this old identity, but this new identity, which is also your original identity. I know it's fucking weird. That is not yet solidified, not yet congealed. So you're in this in-between space, in this paradox of not exactly it. But don't be afraid of it. It's when a caterpillar is still in a cocoon, yeah, it's messy and it's weird. And it's like, what are you? Are you a caterpillar? Are you a butterfly? You're both. If you were raised in Christianity, you know, like you understand that there is a God, and God created a sun, um, and there's also a ghost, and they're all different entities, but they're also the same. And Christians are still able to hold this paradox, and they're just like, holy mystery, what can I say? And so humans are able to hold paradox. Don't be afraid of the paradox, of the contradiction. The people that you don't like, the people who you see getting ahead over and over again, they're not letting contradiction stop them. They're not letting paradox dissuade them from their path. They're not letting paradox dissuade them from their path. Are you? Yeah. So yeah, I like that part about the divine masculine and the divine feminine too. I feel like we're taught to kind of like um, force ourselves to do something, to be disciplined. And I feel like I like the idea of devotion. Gives you the same result as discipline, but I think it's much more effective. It feels much better. Yeah, like make sure your divine masculine side is creating a space that feels safe for your feminine side to be wild, to be creative, to be expressed, to be mysterious. That's another contradiction. You know, I'm like this, like you probably are also like this, you know, you maybe are very visible now. You share a lot about yourself. You express your art and your thoughts and your opinions. And still, you come off incredibly mysterious. We can hold that paradox. It's like we understand that if you're so forthcoming about, like, this is me, this is also me, this is another thing about me, they're like, wow, there must be so much more about you. And it's like mysterious. They're like, what the hell else can this girl say? What the heck else does this girl got to say? But it's paradox and it works. So, yeah. All right, my loves. I've delivered the message. Let me know what you think, okay? Like, comment, subscribe. Keep living that paradox. Be gentle with yourself. We are being loving and compassionate in creating this safe space for ourselves to be fully expressed. We are holding the paradox. We are integrating the contradiction. And you're doing a great job. All right. So, anyway, I love you so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. You know what? Also, this is like random. Go watch my last episode that is about being supernaturally observant. I like all day, this song kept coming to me, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna be able to sing it with like that episode. But like 3 hours after the episode, I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot to sing that song. Okay, I'm just gonna sing a little bit of the chorus. Suddenly I see, this is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see why the hell it means so much to me. This is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see why the hell it means so much to me. That'll probably make more sense with the supernaturally observant message, but I don't know. I'm so brilliant. It probably also works perfectly in this. So you're welcome. Love you guys. Talk to you, Earth Angels, tomorrow. Love you.